Alright, you've made it to the part where you're going to start sewing. Now, on this project, we're actually going to be using paper, and I've included a PDF printable that looks like this with some straight lines on it. And I want you to print out that page, and we are actually going to practice stitching following these lines without any thread or bobbin or anything in our machine. We're just going to use the needle by itself and try to follow these straight lines. Now, this is going to serve a couple purposes. First, it's going to get you used to using the foot pedal. It takes practice and getting used to in order to apply enough pressure that your needle moves up and down at the speed you want, but not too fast. So it's going to get you used to using your foot pedal. And then it's also going to help you learn where to focus your eyes while sewing. If you focus your eyes on the needle while you're sewing, your lines are going to go all over the place. You need to always be looking slightly ahead of where you're going to be trying to sew. And third, it's going to get you starting to form the habits of learning to start a stitch. When you start sewing, you have to think about each step. And once you form those basic things into habits, like lowering the presser foot before you sew, then you'll have one less thing to think about while you're trying to work on a project. So by practicing on these lines, we're going to start forming those habits in your brain so you won't have to think about all those things each time you do a project. So, okay, please print out the following page on just regular printer paper, and you're going to practice sewing directly on the paper without thread in your machine. You can do each page at least once, but you can print multiple copies if you think you need more practice. And then once you've finished, we're going to move on to threading our machine. Okay? Now I'm going to include a demonstration showing you what I mean exactly by following these lines. So up next, meet me at the sewing machine, and I'll show you what I mean with following these lines and stitching on there without any thread.
Get yourself some paper and practice straight lines. Okay? Now, what this does is it helps you get used to the foot pedal, helps you get used to the pressure of the foot pedal and how fast the needle will go depending on how hard you press. If you have a lead foot while driving, you might have a lead foot while using your foot pedal sewing as well. So it helps with that. It also helps get you in the habit of looking ahead of where you're sewing and to learn to look ahead instead of staring at the needle as you're sewing. So it trains your eye where to look while you're sewing. It also helps you to remember each time you're sewing the steps you need to do, like put this on, you have to raise your presser foot, then you put your paper under, you have to lower your presser foot. A lot of new sewers forget to lower their presser foot while sewing and then their fabric goes flying through, okay? So before you get too advanced, even with just thread, which can get knotted and cause problems, don't even worry about that. Start with just a piece of paper with some lines and practice sewing on the lines. We're going to head over to my machine and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, we're here at my machine. So let me just show you. There is no thread up here. It's empty. And we have nothing in the bobbin case. There's not even bobbin thread. Okay, I just have a needle and just a regular universal presser foot, a zigzag or universal presser foot, okay? You're going to get your paper and you're going to line up. I'm going to do this with one hand, so this could be interesting. You're going to line up the needle and your presser foot with the line. You want to lower the lever for your presser foot until it's lined up with your needle, okay? Then the first thing you want to do is turn the hand wheel toward you. Turn it toward yourself, and that will lower your needle into the paper. Okay, now you're ready to sew. Now you want to hold on to the side, and you're just going to guide your paper through. When you are sewing, you do not shove your fabric or your paper, whatever, through. You have feed dogs underneath that guide it. So you just want to hold on carefully, and you want to push your foot pedal, and you're just going to slowly watch slightly in front of your presser foot. You want to watch kind of up here so you see where your your line is headed towards your needle, okay? And you're just gonna slowly go down, all the way down. And when you're done, if your needle ends in the down position, you're going to turn your hand wheel towards you until that needle goes all the way back up. Once it's all the way up, it's out of the way, you can lift your lever and you raise your presser foot, and now you can take your paper out, okay? And now you can see the lines and you can see how straight your stitch was or wasn't, okay? And just practice that a few times. Just practice stitching just like that, all right? Good luck. All right, so I hope that little tip helped you. Go practice sewing. If you need a few times or multiple pieces of paper, that's okay. You can also practice doing curves or circles and corners that same way, just to get you used to your machine. So go practice, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye.